Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon. That's what is our
Oh
time.
no.
Wait, can we restart that?
No.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Sam.
Okay, all right.
Goodness.
Welcome, everybody. This is episode 19 of the Win is a Win podcast. I am your host for today, Sam Cookie. I'm joined with Maddie B and H Double.
Your
Matt-
host for today.
Whoa. Wow. It's like we're like
Oh, wait.
joining podcasts. I didn't know this was your
Yeah, I
podcast.
know. I'm taking a little bit more of a formal step today. I felt like
Oh,
it was in my bones too. But
You've
you guys
changed
seem
ever
well
since you
stocked?
joined the podcast.
You're right. You're right. Yeah, a lot has changed. But how are you boys on this fine Sunday?
Honestly, not too good after I just heard that I'm a guest on the show pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah, kind of just here, honestly. So, but
Okay.
I mean, I'm a little
Dang.
tired because had a fun weekend, but we're gonna get through it. So,
All right.
Charles
Well,
decided to party it up at a gold wedding. We're gonna have to get some videos of your moves. Charles said he
that
was
is
dancing,
true.
so
Yeah.
we need to
my
get.
there is my sister recorded me. I know for at one point, so there is proof of it. So
So we might have to get Allison to maybe
Yeah, Allison might have to give us a hookup.
might have to give us a hookup.
Yeah. I'm kind of hoping someone took a video of me dancing too, because that'd be kind of fun to watch in retrospect, because I was in a wedding last week too. But yeah, no, we're excited to get back into it for this episode. We've got a couple big topics to talk about today. Last episode of the podcast was a little bit more kind of intensive with the NBA draft. I believe we're gonna discuss a little bit of it today. No, we're not.
We will discuss the results because
right.
there is a punishment for one of us.
Yeah. So we do have the results of that. So we are going to talk about it a little bit today, results wise. But
Yeah. Well, let's talk about it right now then.
Don't
Man,
shake your head at me.
I'm just saving Sam left and right in this intro. I'm just saving his bacon, bro.
Matt is just full of disapproval. He doesn't like anything I do, but that's okay. We
No, I like everything you do because I liked your draft. It was nice.
You liked it in like a devious way, though. You and Charles both.
I tried to warn you, man. I knew it was over.
I mean, it was really on me mostly.
After that second pick, it really went downhill. I was impressed with the first pick, and then after that, it just went downhill. And I was like, "What is he doing?"
I honestly, I forget who my second pick was. I know my third was Derrick Rose.
Sorry, this makes me laugh.
So
I'm pretty sure your second pick was Derrick Rose.
No, Jordan Poole and then Derrick Rose.
Oh, it was Jordan Poole.
Yeah.
Like you said, Jordan Poole, Derrick Rose. I mean,
Jordan Poole's not that bad of a pick. Well,
for where you picked him, he's kind of bad.
I guess that's true, and for how he like ended his season, because he kind of crapped out in the playoffs, but that's besides the point. Do you guys want to start by talking about the results a little bit?
Yeah, let's get that out of the way now.
Okay.
So thank you to everyone who voted. We appreciate it. All I know is that Matt and I, we sent in the data we got from it, but we did not see it from Sam. So I think Sam was just being bitter about it because he already knew he lost. So we don't know how Sam's poll actually did. But from what we do have from Matt and I's poll and our podcast Instagram's poll, we have, let's see here. So on my poll for the worst team, 3 votes for Sam, 1 vote for me. For the best team, 2 votes for Matt, 3 votes for me. And then the worst team on our podcast poll, 5 votes for Sam, 2 votes for Matt. And then the best was 4 votes me, 2 votes Sam, 1 vote Matt. And then on Matt's poll, we had, 89% went to my team. So I'm guessing that's like 8 votes or something. I don't know exactly.
Yeah, I think
Sam got like 1 vote. And then the worst team, Sam got 60% of the votes, Matt 30, me 10. So basically, I said all of that. You probably didn't follow it. What it means is Sam lost pretty handedly, and I won pretty handedly. So I appreciate you guys for voting for my team. It means a lot. But Sam, I think what's more important is the fact you lost, because I don't get anything for winning, but you do get something for losing.
And what is that?
Well, Matt and I had a long discussion of like 4 texts. Yeah, 4 texts probably.
I
And
mean,
they were short texts.
whoa. It
text.
was long. I mean, the in-between period of when I was waiting for Charles, I mean, it was like a day-long discussion, bro. You know what I'm saying?
We had to take a
thought
break,
there.
man. We couldn't
I
agree
gotcha.
on the terms, so we had
Yeah,
to take a break.
we deliberated like so
Yeah.
much, like almost like we almost ran out of time of this.
Yeah, the dispute was at a pretty high point at one point, but we resolved it right before the deadline.
Mhm.
Sam, you sir, for the next week, starting tomorrow, not tonight, tomorrow,
Okay.
you have to play Clash of Clans for a whole week straight. And here's the conditions, at least that I thought of. Matt can chime in. You have to get on at least 3 times a day, and they have to be somewhat spaced out. You can't just get on, like get on, get off, get on, get off. You can't like cheat like that. You got to get on 3 times a day, and you have to get in. You have to participate in 1 clan war, just 1.
Ooh, okay.
And then you also have to. How many attacks should he have to do?
1 attack per time he gets on.
3 attacks a day. Oh, and while you're at it, contribute some clan games if you can for us as well.
Gosh, I'm gonna have to do my research then.
Okay, so
And
3
then
times a day, 1
the
attack.
good thing is we can know if you do the 3 attacks because it's 7 days, so you'll have to have an attack log of 21.
Well, that's only attacks 1.
21.
As long as it reaches like 10, I'd say. If you win like
That's
half
true.
of them, that's
That's
good
true.
enough.
Man, dang. Well, I will say to the audience, I definitely saw myself losing this challenge. I should have been a lot smarter with my picks, and
You told me you did
I don't really
research. I
want to-
expected a lot better from you.
Yeah,
I told you that as soon as we
I-
wrapped up the episode.
I fell a little flat, so I'm sorry to my like 3 fans out there.
But for those fans who did like our polls and everything, don't worry. We will be doing more drafts. Hopefully we'll be doing a baseball one here soon, maybe around the All-Star game, since that will be, I think, would be pretty interesting to see.
Yep.
And we will be doing hopefully some more punishments and things like this, because I don't know, I definitely enjoyed it, and it was good to have interaction from the fans and other people and stuff. So
Yeah.
I did like that aspect of it.
Yeah,
And
for
real
sure.
quick, you might be wondering, like, oh, Sam has to play a video game. Is that really a punishment? He despises Clash of Clans, and when we try and get him to play, he's always like, "No, I'm not playing it." And so I don't think he's gonna. Maybe I guess the good thing is like if he plays it and he kind of enjoys it, he might actually play with us. But if he does hate it, then at least he'll be miserable. So it's kind of a win-win, you
That's
know.
true.
So
That is true.
yeah,
Yeah,
3 attacks a day, Sam.
Yeah, 3 attacks a day.
You can use whatever troops you want. You just gotta attack. Yeah, you just gotta attack. And
It's
you
like
gotta
I'm-
participate in 1 clan war and use both the attacks.
And as
It's like-
Carl said, you got to win. I think you have to win at least like probably half, because if he just gets on and does 1 archer in the back and he's like, "Oh, I attacked, I lost," you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. We need
You
to see
actually gotta try.
double-digit wins. Double-digit attack
Double-digit
wins.
wins.
Yeah. Gotta see
Yeah.
double-digit. At least
All right.
10. If you don't
Well-
get 10, we might have to do something else. So
We'll have to
Yeah.
do something extra for me.
yeah.
It's
So that
definitely
starts
curfew.
tomorrow. You can prepare tonight if you want. You can get on tonight and prepare, but it starts
Yeah.
tomorrow. So
I guess so. Yeah, I'll definitely have to do my research.
oh,
think
and Matt and I are gonna
Brother
keep a watch on you. We're gonna be watching your
Yeah.
profile.
Big Brother is watching you.
I just want to let everyone know, anytime Sam says I'll have to do my research, just know he will not do his research, and he will try to just he'll just try to say, "Oh yeah, well actually I didn't," but so
Maybe
just so you know, Sam Cookie, when he says let me do my research, means he will not do it.
maybe I actually just didn't do that on purpose because I wanted to try to get back into Clash.
I don't think that.
Well,
I had a master plan all along.
this
And I have a loss under my belt already, so I don't feel pressured to do another one.
Well, I will admit I expect redemption when it comes time for baseball from you. I do
definitely.
expect redemption.
Oh, definitely. I'm gonna get back at you guys, but
I'm definitely gonna try to win that one.
I'm gonna
are you?
try and get one of you to get last.
I feel
That's
like
my goal.
at that point we should actually like go out and play baseball. See who's the best.
You really want that,
Challenge
Sam?
up a notch.
Yeah, you really
do
want
like
that, Sam? You
Do
sure?
like a hit, throw, catch competition.
Sam, I don't think you remember. I was hitting some dingers into the creek, bro.
That was a while ago though, wasn't it?
No, me and Charles actually went out whenever. Oh yeah,
Oh,
another
was that
story of Sam's L. When I was back in Missouri, we had this plan to go to a Cardinals game together.
That.
And the night before, we're like, okay, like let's try to do it because it was gonna be $2 Glizzy Tuesdays, right, or something like that, or $5, whatever they were.
Glizzy
And
Tuesday.
so we're gonna go, and then Charles is like, actually, like I'm actually gonna like not take the day off because I'm like I need to do it, but we'll take it. I'll take a day.
Wait, real quick. No, this is what happened. I was communicating with Sam, and we were deciding what day we should take off together. And the night of Tuesday, of Monday going into Tuesday, he goes, "Let's go to work tomorrow," and then that means we're going to call in for Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
And then next thing I know, I wake up, I go to work, right? And he texts me at noon because I'm like, "Oh, this sucks. I was really tired." And he goes, "Oh yeah, I actually called in today." And
I felt really bad.
That's where the miscommunication happened. So.
Yeah, and so Sam, because we were trying to go to we're trying to go to a baseball game at least one of the days because that's just kind of what we did growing up. And so Sam unfortunately missed out, and we went to the game on Wednesday because that's what we planned. And Charles was like, "Hey, we're taking the day off Wednesday, plan for baseball on Wednesday." So I was like, "Okay." So that was like the plan, and obviously I had no idea Sam had taken off until Charles texted me. I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
And so me and Charles went to the game on Wednesday, and then ended up going to the place where we used to play baseball and stuff, and we played baseball and had a great time. And it made it even better because we knew Sam was at work.
I was suffering at work. Charles and I had a long talk beforehand on whether we should take that Tuesday or Wednesday off. And I think right before we both like split ways, we decided on Wednesday.
But I remember I was like honestly leaning towards taking off that Tuesday. I was like, let's just take off tomorrow.
Yeah.
I was like, I think let's just do that. And you went, and then you had the final kind of push and you said, let's take off Wednesday. And I was like, okay, fine, we'll take off Wednesday. So I was actually leaning towards that next day too. So
yeah. I think it was just that it was that last minute decision. I think I slept terribly that night. And I was like, oh, it's way too late to tell Charles or Matt about this. So I was just like, screw it. I can't call in that day and Wednesday. So
oh man.
That day.
Good memory.
Probably one of the big L's Sam has taken recently, I would say.
At least one.
This is turned into a nice little story time.
Yeah, this is just YouTube like putting the heat on me. I feel like it's an obsession for me.
Sam, we're just remembering the L's that you've taken. It's hard for us. We haven't really taken a lot of L's, bro.
I don't know. If I thought about it, I could easily name off a few L's that you guys have taken.
I mean, let's be real here. I mean, your baseball team taking some L's too, but we'll get to that later.
I really can't do much about that. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
You can't do much about it.
MLB, but yeah, what am I supposed to do?
Do you have to say though, Sam's football team has definitely clapped our cheeks, 100%.
Oh,
the Chiefs
sure.
Definitely, they've been that team, unfortunately.
You guys don't even go one word of me talking about the Chiefs without you two whining. It's like, oh, quit talking about Mahomes. We hear him all the time. You're just meat writing. You guys always say that. And the Cardinals, at least, they're in London right now. They didn't actually lose a series, so they could have done a lot worse.
Oh, did they win today?
They won today, yeah. They lost yesterday, but so they split the series.
Well, I know that's a topic that we're saving for later, but should we get into our other topic first?
Yeah, we can. Charles, do you want to transition us?
Yeah,
he's the man.
I will. Are you ready for this transition?
Yes.
Take it away.
Whoa, what is going on with your camera? That was like an earthquake.
Gave you. No, there's a drum roll.
Oh, your camera was shaking like an earthquake.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Did you see that, Matt?
I did.
Yeah, I
No.
was like, oh,
Oops.
okay. No.
Just drum roll.
So no drum rolls then. No drum rolls. All right.
Okay, no more.
Well, you see, I was at a wedding yesterday, and I have an uncle who's he's actually from the UK, very big soccer fan, very passionate about soccer. We didn't get to talk about it yesterday, but I know if we did, I think one of the main topics besides our own teams, which I was not going to bring up to him because that's a personal, a sensitive subject. Anyways, we would have talked about Messi probably. I think that would have been a big topic discussion. And so we've been waiting. I know we're a few weeks late now. We obviously were MIA when the whole Messi to Miami happened, but we're going to talk about Messi and his decision to come to America and how the impact it's had, how big it's been since he's joined, or said because he hasn't even played yet, but like since he's joined Miami, was it Miami FC or something?
Inter Miami.
Inter Miami. I don't know the MLS as much. I've only been learning the Premier League, but yeah, we're gonna talk about Messi. So I know Matt is probably very excited. He's our big soccer guy here, and I think it's obviously for all of us really cool because Messi is obviously considered one of the greatest soccer players of all time. And now he's coming to America for example, I was looking at their schedule. They play in Kansas City in like September, So like when you kind of can see that like happening, it definitely piques the interest. And so I want to start with Matt, obviously. I want to get Matt's thoughts. I think he can have a good lead way into talking about Messi. And so yeah, what are your initial thoughts? What did you think when it happened? Did you see this coming? Yeah, just take me through it. What's your thoughts?
I mean, I knew that he said that he would be okay, like be willing to play in America. Like a lot of like older stars have decided to like come play later in their career in MLS. I mean, like you have David Beckham, David Villa, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Gareth Bale, kind of like tail end, Chiellini, tail end of your career, but like it was interesting because during this time there was a lot of offers being made from Saudi Arabian clubs for big stars, and I think he turned down like a $200 million a year contract to go play in the MLS, and there's a lot of different reasons. Like he'll get to have like a minority stake in the club. They're doing an Apple Plus series on Lionel Messi, and there's some other stuff. So like the deal actually ends up being probably just as lucrative, I believe, as the Saudi Arabian deal. But it's definitely very interesting. Like I thought at some point he might come over to the MLS, but I didn't think it would be like super soon. So that's pretty cool. I mean, I guess for me, my question is, I don't know if you guys know too much, but usually people are either Messi fans or like Cristiano Ronaldo fans, so CR7. What about you guys? Are you guys team Messi or team CR7?
I would say Messi. Oh, ooh, Sam and I in sync there.
Yeah.
Okay, so
and I would say Messi just because of outside voices from me. I haven't really looked into maybe that debate to really give more of an opinion. I still have a lot to learn about soccer, so you can take my opinion with a grain of salt, but I'm gonna go Messi. So
do you guys know the YouTuber Speed?
Yes.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. I just want to say before Sam gets into that, I'm a CR7 guy. So once Sam gets done with his Speed comment, I'll tell you why I have some different opinions on Messi coming to MLS. Anyways.
Yeah, this whole story might apply to Matt too. I thought it was a little cringeworthy, obviously, from an outsider looking in, when Speed was absolutely like breaking down when he finally was able to meet Ronaldo. He's a huge soccer fan, so I can't really relate to him because I'm definitely a lot more casual in that way. But I thought it was a little ridiculous for how big of a meat writer he is towards Ronaldo.
Well, to put it into perspective,
please put me into perspective though.
Yeah, Speed basically he came on the scene as like just a random YouTuber, and then he started learning about soccer, and he's always been a Ronaldo. He goes, I love Ronaldo, pretty much like that, right? And so he's like, one day if I can just meet Ronaldo, like I'll be good. And so he's like done like a Sidemen charity match. He's about to do another one with them as well, which, you know, that's pretty cool. Basically he's in all this soccer stuff in a short time, and it's pretty cool to see and everything. But when he met him, that'd be like for you, Sam, if you met Patrick Mahomes and all that kind of stuff.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Well, Patrick
Yeah,
Mahomes, or
I can see
or
that.
if you got to meet like Yachty or
Yeah,
Pujols,
I was gonna
you know what I'm
say
saying?
maybe I'd be like in that caliber breaking down if I met like Pujols or something.
Yeah, and like it's not, and the thing is, like everyone knew that Speed wanted to meet him, and like they're like the him and like so CR7 and like Messi, like the two biggest soccer names like ever. Ronaldo's like the most followed, you know, all this kind of stuff on Instagram. And so it's kind of a big deal because you don't really get to meet players and stuff as often, especially he's here in the US, you know, so they don't ever come over here like really
Yeah,
ever, you know. And
that's
so
true.
that's kind of why it was a bigger deal, is just because like everyone knew that Speed wanted to meet Ronaldo and stuff. And then like he finally did it. And like it's not like it was set up, like it was a spur of the moment thing. Like he tells us, like he told the story that he saw Ronaldo's brother, then Ronaldo's brother met someone else, and then they went down to the tunnel, and then he saw this other guy on the team, and that guy on the team then stopped Ronaldo to come out of the car and do stuff, and then that's how he met Ronaldo. So it wasn't even like planned or PR stunt or anything like that. It was like completely organic and all that kind of
That's
stuff.
pretty cool. That's
Yeah.
a
So
cool story behind it.
I have a question going back to Messi for you, Matt. And
mhm,
you've mentioned a lot of stars that have come to play in the MLS and the
mhm.
tail end of their careers. And obviously, as we know, the MLS is not nearly as competitive as the leagues over in Europe. And so you said you were maybe a little shocked by Messi coming over so early.
Mhm.
Like you maybe thought he had a couple more years of maybe more high level, I guess you could say, or the highest
Yeah,
level of soccer.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, in terms of, you know, I guess obviously he's been playing a lot of soccer and he's made a lot of money. He's going to make a lot of money
Mhm.
for this, but
Yeah.
is it still like, I mean, how do you feel about this? Or does it shock you, surprise you that he would go to a low level competition instead of staying at high level competition in Europe? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, that's the goal, is to stay high level competition. I mean, Ronaldo was still playing at 36. He was playing for Juventus. It wasn't until this past year that he ended up going to the Saudi Arabian stuff, you know. Um, but what I think MLS is a different challenge. Like MLS isn't bad. Like
Right.
the some of the players do go over and play in Europe and do decently well, you know. Um, however, I think at the tail end of your career, I think it is a little bit easier to come here because one, he's in Miami, which is really nice. But two, you kind of get like, I would say more of like a star type treatment when you come play in America rather than Europe. Like Europe, like yes, you are a star, but there's how many other stars, right? Whereas here, we're like, oh, like Messi, you know, and maybe people there too. I think it's kind of
Bless
it's a good move for him. Thank you, good move for him, just because he is getting older, so he's not like the Messi of like, you know, prime Messi, you know. Um, but I think it's fun and it's cool. And I really think it will help soccer gain more attention, attract more people, all this kind of stuff. And I just want to mention this. I know we're trying to get to the baseball thing, have maybe like 20 minutes or so to talk. But the cool thing is there's going to be 3 like huge tournaments in America these next like 3 years. So in 2024, you have Copa America, and what that is it used to just be all like this, like the South American teams played in a tournament to see who was like the champion of that, as like, you know, Brazil and Argentina, etc. Well, they've now adopted in some of the North American teams. So like the US, Canada, Mexico, all of them are part of it now. And that tournament will be hosted in America. So you'll have teams like Brazil and Argentina. So like Neymar, and I know Messi won't play, right? And you think he's not playing for Argentina anymore. But you have like the Argentinian team, you'll have the Brazilian team, you know, all these stars come. That'll be 2024. And then in 2025, you have the Club World Cup, which is 24 of the best teams are coming to America and seeing who's going to win. So like currently right now, who's guaranteed right now is the UEFA Champions League winners. So you have Chelsea, Real Madrid, Man City are all guaranteed to come over. And then there's a couple other teams, and then it's like the top 8 in the world. So like Bayern Munich will probably come over as well. And so like for me, who's a Bayern Munich fan, like, yes, I got to see them last year in Germany, but how many times you get to see like big competition and big players come over, like not very often. So that's happening, which is super cool. And then in 2026 is the culmination of like super fun stuff is the World Cup. So now you have the World Cup in America. So basically from 2024 to 2026, like if you're a soccer fan, like America is definitely like the place to be. Like, you know, so for me as a soccer fan, I'm like, okay, it looks like my money is going to those. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I'm saving for those things. So I think that would be really good. And then especially because Messi's here, I think he'll really we'll gain a lot of soccer fans, I think, and a lot of knowledge to the sport. And hopefully that can like increase in our youth. So then later on, America is better at soccer on the world stage. So I think it's a good move for Messi. I think it's good for the United States. I wish CR7 came over here, but I'm glad he's still in Europe and doing really well. So
yeah,
that's
what are the locations of those 3 tournaments? Do you know them off the top of your head?
They don't have the locations yet. They do for the World Cup because you have to announce those early.
Yeah.
Like I do know Kansas City is one of them for the World Cup. I know Dallas is one of them. You have them in LA, New York in the Giant Stadium, so MetLife.
That's so cool.
I believe
That is pretty cool.
I believe you have one in Miami, I believe is one of them too. There's a couple others.
Yeah, I can probably look it up right now and look at all of them.
Yeah, and then I think the final, I don't believe they have announced it yet, but I think everyone is planning that it's going to be in Dallas at the Cowboys.
Interesting.
So there's actually 2 in Canada and 3 in Mexico, but then there's 11 in the USA.
Yeah, so it's a joint thing. The group stage is going to be between those 3, but then after that, the knockout round is all in America, is all in the US.
So Atlanta, Boston, Dallas, Houston, Kansas City, Los Angeles, Miami, New York, Philadelphia, San Francisco, Seattle. That's really cool. That's a bucket list right there to go to one of those sites.
Yeah, I would just want to go to one. And like for me, I mean, I'm a Germany fan, so it would be nice to like know where they're playing, because then I would go travel there just because I like Germany and stuff. I know a lot of people want to go see America, so those tickets are going to be, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably just absolutely.
And I think there's a lot of Germany fans too, but like for me, like I'd love to see Germany. If not, I would choose probably maybe another team. I'm like, okay, I like this player. Like for me, I'd be okay to watch Canada because I like Alphonso Davies. He's one of my favorite players. But yeah, I mean, obviously, like you have a lot of, but the thing is, we have a lot of races here in America. Like there's a lot of Brazilians, so they might want to go see Brazil, right? And I think America, I think you'll see in the World Cup. I almost want to predict that granted, there'd be way more teams and more games, but I think it would be probably the most attended World Cup. That's my prediction, just because of how I think a lot of people come in and travel to the US, will travel to the World Cup. But with everyone in our melting pot, I think we'll have a World Cup record of attendance, I think.
Let me just say the Messi effect is real though, as you've seen probably those posts about how when he joined the Instagram for the club, got more followers in a couple of days than any American football team has, because like the Patriots have the most, and the amount of followers that Inter Miami gained after Messi announced he's joining surpassed that as much as the Patriots have. So you can see the soccer and Messi effect. Yeah.
It's crazy. Like kind of like what Matt was saying too. I never really even thought the US had much of a presence in soccer, even before Messi came to play for Inter Miami. But I believe like last year there were rumors that Ronaldo he was in talks of playing with Sporting KC. I could be wrong, but I think there were talks about that. Originally, when I saw that article come out, I was really thinking, I was like, that's kind of crazy. Yeah, the MLS, I don't really think it's nearly as high as a level of competition as something like the Premier League. And I don't really see a big reason why like a lot of like really big name players would really want to play in the MLS, besides just wanting to come to America and hang out. I guess it'd be a good point if you're kind of more on the tail end of your career. I mean, you get offered a lot of money to play in the US too. So that would be a good reason. But no, it's crazy to see that one of the best soccer players in the world is going to be playing in Miami now. And usually you see those kind of things happening strictly in like Brazil or like some Eastern country like that. But I don't think it's ever really been in the US in near history like this. So pretty cool to see.
And I just say I love the World Cup. So, and I, even though I've never been a soccer fan, Matt knows, throw back the 2014 one, and we watched a lot of that together. So I've always been a World Cup guy. So I actually think it'll be a goal of mine to go to one of those sites, and maybe we can link up for sure.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun if we could do it as like a big group, like a high school friends or something.
Yeah, it would be
Just
fun.
for me, I would love to just take anyone who, like, it's really fun because, you know, as we know on this podcast, Charles is getting more into soccer with Brighton. Sam kind of is getting a team with Tottenham. Like, it's, for me, it'd be way more fun to take people, my friends who are getting into soccer or like it, and then go to a World Cup game, like anyone, just because like then you have that experience and all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
You
for
know,
sure.
I mean, of course I'm getting shirts, and what I mean, it's World Cup, you know, of course I'm getting shirt. Like I'm dropping some money. I definitely know
You're
that.
already making
But
a budget right now for it. Starting
I
today.
I
All right.
imagine tickets would be insanely expensive for World Cup games like that.
Well, it depends. If it's the group stage, they're not as expensive. So that's why I'd go to one of those, because then after that it gets more expensive and stuff.
That
I
makes
mean,
sense.
granted, I have no idea what I'm going to do for work and stuff. Maybe if I'm working in sports or something, maybe someone's like, "Hey, I have tickets for this? Want to go?" I'd be like, "Oh yeah, sure. Like, let's go."
Yeah.
You know.
It
But
makes
it's definitely pretty cool. So
Let me just say also real quick, so you know how you said CR7 was in talks with Sporting KC? You said that was a rumor, Sam. He's probably talking to Mahomes. You think so?
maybe
Yeah.
maybe
I feel like Mahomes would have that kind
Mahomes
of
probably
presence.
has Mahomes probably has the phone numbers. I mean, he talked Whataburger into getting Whataburgers in Missouri too. So
oh, do you guys
Yeah.
have whatever
some
now?
magic. Yeah,
we
we
have
do.
to thank Mahomes to getting Whataburger to Springfield, because he got KC, and then I feel like they just were like, let's just
Yes.
put it in Springfield too.
Yes,
So
exactly. You guys don't give him enough credit. He's done more.
well,
He's done God's work
What-
outside of the football field.
Whataburger isn't like that much better though. I mean, I think it's overrated personally, but
It's not bad. I mean,
yeah,
I wouldn't
it's not the
actually
hype.
give it that much praise either. It'd be
Don't
really cool.
don't let your friends down there in Texas hear that, Matt.
Yeah, no, keep it on the hush hush. But I would say too, it'd be really cool to have a place like an In-N-Out.
And now it's good.
Yeah,
don't
in
think
our
there's-
dreams, huh?
I don't think there's any chance anytime soon that there would be an In-N-Out, but In-N-Out's really good too.
No way. Is it baseball time though? Because
Yeah.
I guess it's not really a good transition, because I was gonna be like, you normally get a burger at a MLB stadium. Like, no, you normally get a hot
No,
dog. So
that would have been
No,
the
but speaking of In-N-Out, the chain that was started in California, we're
well,
talking about
okay.
California team.
That's
Oh, I guess that's true. Okay.
Look at
I'll
that.
give you
See,
some credit for that. All
I'm
right.
on the ball.
I like Charles' transition a little bit better. He was just like, so I think it's time to talk about the MLB. I think that one was pretty good.
You know what, Sam? You're just taking a lot of L's. That was an L take right there.
I can't give too much flack because I didn't even give a transition, but that's besides the point.
I mean, we talked a lot about the soccer more than I thought. So we have a little less baseball time, but it's okay.
True.
But
I
we're
will
talking. This is the topic picked, curated by Sam. This is the Sam Cookie topic.
curated
but-
by me. Yes, that is correct. So
We're going to talk about the reverse boycott that the Oakland A's had, and then we're going to go more into like our specific teams, how they're doing, etc. So Sam, take it away with the reverse boycott.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, credit to Matt. I did curate this a little bit, I guess, but I thought it was pretty amazing to talk about whenever it happened. So a few weeks ago at this point, the Oakland A's, they are a very struggling club right now, pretty much all thanks to John Fisher, their owner. But the fans, I thought this was really amazing. This has never happened in the MLB before, but the fans actually got together and they wanted to kind of prove to the owner, because one of the main points that they're moving out of Oakland, California, they're actually trying to plan to move to Las Vegas next season. Part of the reason is because they don't think the fans are that engaged. So a lot of the fans, over 27,000 A's fans got together and staged what they called a reverse boycott. Basically, they came together, they all picked the same day out to go watch, I believe, a random Tuesday night game at Oakland.
Yep.
And they actually also pitched some money in. They had a fundraiser to, they scheduled their own actual promotion for the game too, which is really cool. So they actually made, I believe, 20,000 t-shirts made that just had the word "sell" on them, and they just gave them out to fans as they're coming into the stadium, which is really cool. A lot of the fans, they wore those t-shirts as the game was being broadcasted too, so it was pretty easy to see them. So it was just amazing to see. Unfortunately, it didn't really seem like it was a really like proven movement. I think John Fisher didn't even have anything to comment on the reverse boycott. Rob Manfred, the commissioner of the MLB, actually quoted on ESPN. He was interviewed about the reverse boycott a couple of days ago, and he basically just said that the 27,000 plus fans that attended that A's game that day was pretty typical, which is an absolute lie. It made Rob Manfred look more like a clown than he already is, because the average attendance for an A's game this season is like 4,000 fans. So 27,000 fans is amazing. And it's a really cool movement by the A's fans to show that they're actually like willing to be, they're really like strong, like have strong ties with their team still. They want to prove their own and wrong that John Fisher doesn't know anything. He just wants to get more money by moving to Las Vegas. But it was really cool to see. So I want to hear you guys' thoughts on it if you have any.
Charles, do you want to go? Do you want me to go?
I can go. Because yeah. So obviously I've known about the A's, especially this season, a good amount. It's been a big storyline with the owner and the relocation and the struggles they've had. I think it's been brought to light, the struggles they've had as a franchise over the past bit, and so it's definitely something that it seemed, because this sparked because they got approved in Nevada for their location, the stadium, correct? And I think that's what sparked it. So props to them for pulling it off pretty quickly. But I actually watched the highlights of the game, and they did win that game against the best team in the league, and they were on a 7-game win streak after that win at the time.
Yeah.
And it sounded like a playoff game. Like it was a lot of energy in the building, a lot of energy from those fans. And it shows you how I think Oakland does have good fans, and their sports, what's the word I'm looking for? Sports economy. I don't know. I can't think of a word off the top of my head. They've been a little bit screwed over, kind of, they've kind of lost some teams a little bit. I mean, I know Golden State moved to San Fran, which isn't a big move. They did leave Oakland. And so they've had, some tough times with their sports teams. But I think they're really good fans. And obviously John Fisher I don't know much about him. Haven't done much research about him. He just seems like a money first guy. It's kind of sad to see how what he's how he's treated the franchise, how he's just trying to make money decisions. And to say, I mean, like I said, you have more probably thoughts, being more baseball fans, about the actual impact that something like this would have. And Sam, you said it was empowering to see, which I guess I don't understand fully maybe where you're coming from with that, but I do think it's a cool movement, and I do feel for those fans, and I don't really have much more to say besides that. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's still kind of inevitable they're going to move. So like you said, it's really not going to do anything in the long run, but yeah, those are my thoughts.
Yeah, I like those thoughts, Charles. And I think for me, I think it shows that the fans aren't the problem. I really think it goes with the ownership. I believe it says the A's have the lowest payroll in the MLB right now. But I want to say it's with all the contracts and stuff, I want to say they're below 100 million or something like that. and like the next closest team is like I think maybe mid 100s, close to 200 million. And so like for them, for like the A's and the fans are saying, hey, you're not really producing or putting out a good team for us if you've wanted to move for a long time. And that's what it is. It's not the fans' fault, it's the ownership fault. Like you're not wanting to splash cash, you're not wanting to make trades, you're not wanting to do stuff like that. And so I think this was a move maybe all along for them, is to, hey, then we can get like a better stadium, nicer stuff, etc. You know, blah 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 blah, whatever, you know, whatever they want to say. And I think with Rob Manfred like saying what he did, like to me, that's like makes him look like a clown. Like, oh, that's a average day at the ballpark for the A's. It's like, no, it's not. They've been getting like 800 fans. And I think Rob Manfred just wants them to move. Maybe he gets more money in his pocket, you know, all this kind of stuff. And so it just makes me realize that he's more of a clown than anything. So I feel bad for the A's. I really do. And the fans of Oakland. I think they're the ones that are getting the blunt of what's happening, like the worst things. So
Yeah, definitely not a good look for Manfred or Fisher. Not that he even really had a good reputation to start, but like Matt was saying, they just have an awful team on the roster this season. And they actually won 90 plus games last season, which is crazy too. They had a really good team going, but
I think that was 2 seasons ago. I think last year they didn't win 90 games. I don't think.
I don't know. You could be right about that.
Yeah, from what I know, there's just a lack of effort for the franchise, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, Matt is correct. The team I was referring to was the 2019 A's. It was when they actually won 97 games and they made the postseason that year. But it kind of feels like after the 2019 season, John Fisher hasn't really even done anything for the team. And he's kind of been putting all the blame on the fans because of that. And the fans wanted to go out and prove that it's just not their fault that all their teams are moving away. It's really gritty ownership to end it. But it's pretty amazing to see. The actual game that went on that Tuesday was pretty fun to watch too. And there actually has been talks about having another reverse boycott with the Giants. They're having a Bay series sometime in July, I believe. So
yeah,
that'll be fun to watch too. Unfortunately, it's a little bit too late for the team to really do anything. Fisher or Manfred, they're not gonna like wake up or do anything. They're not that great of people, and they do have an agreement on paper, I believe, to move to Las Vegas next season. They have a plot of land already, and I believe they're going to be playing in a AAA ballpark for next
they
season,
are.
as the new baseball stadium is getting made too.
I think, aren't they going to play? Is it Reno Aces? Is that the stadium?
Yeah,
Up in Reno, I think, and then they're going to go
Yeah.
down to Las Vegas. So I believe that's the plan.
Yep, that is correct. So sucks to see for A's fans. Sorry that you guys are getting all the flack from all your sports teams moving away. It sucks to see, but
Yeah, I forgot about the Raiders too. That's the other team I couldn't
Yeah,
think of.
the
That
Raiders.
moved and to Las Vegas.
I believe what they said is the Oakland will be the first team to lose all 4 major sports. So
Yeah.
they've lost an NBA team, NFL, NHL, and NBA. So
yeah, sad to see.
Money talks.
But yeah, money talks, I guess. Everyone wants to go to the land
Away from Oakland.
the land away from Oakland. Yeah,
Pretty much.
it'll be interesting to see if Oakland will ever get a sports team back, like a major sports team, you know? Like, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think they'll ever get one back or no?
I don't know, actually. I always thought there were too many teams in California already. Like there's like 5 MLB teams in California. And granted, it is a big space, it is a big state, but I don't know if it has big enough markets to support 5 different MLB teams. And the same could be said for different sports as well. There's just a lot of different teams in California.
I just think it's just because of the competition, you know, right by, like you said, there's not only California's a state, but you have San Francisco right there, you know, so I think it's hard. And, you know, you have like San Jose really close by too. That's doing, you know, pretty well in its own aspect with some other sports. So it's just hard like I said, it's a competition. It's a money thing. It's just difficult in terms of where it's at and location, and compared to some other cities around it.
Oh yeah,
So
for
I
sure.
mean, I would like to, obviously, for those fans, but I mean, I can't really say. I'm not in that. I'm not know that location, that area, like, well at all. So I really can't say if they will. I would hope so, because they've obviously had a rich history of sports teams there. So if they've been there before, you know, that shows that they can come back eventually, like in the future. So I just want, fans to be happy, obviously, and they've had a long history, and so having all this stripped away from them is probably really tough. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, and I mean, I'm a guy who wants the Supersonics to come back, in Seattle. Like, I'm like one of those guys. I like teams to come back, so I definitely hope so. But it's just hard in that economy over there where they are.
Yeah, for sure. It's, if anything, it's a good sign at least, because the Kraken, they had their debut season and they actually did
Nope.
pretty solid. Yeah. It
Well,
was
and
a
then,
little, it was a little bit ago, but at least they did good this year. I mean,
yeah, this year made it to this in
playoffs.
the Western Conference Finals.
The
So
And not the Stanley Cup. They
Kraken.
made the Western Conference Finals.
yeah,
The
Cool.
Kraken.
The Kraken, yeah. Pretty cool.
What are your thoughts then, Matt, about will Oakland get teams again?
I think maybe eventually, but I think it might be maybe 20 to 25 years from now.
It's got a, like I said, it's got a rich sports history. So I
It,
think
it
it's
does
going to
have
be a
rich
target.
it does have a rich sports history. It's just hard when you have you have San Fran right there. You have, just other California teams that are doing well. I mean, even like the Clippers are trying to move away from LA a little bit, go to a different arena and stuff.
Yeah,
So
theirs is going to be built like in a year, right, or something.
yeah, so it's just
Yeah.
definitely different. And I know we're already surprisingly over time already.
Ooh,
But so we might have to
yeah.
keep
Charles
our
likes the thought of that.
maybe for later. But I think this is a great topic to really think about, just because it's like, what are the ramifications? I think we all are like excited, like, oh, cool, Las Vegas is getting whatever. But it's like, okay, what are the ramifications, for Oakland and that city? Like, look at Seattle. Like, yes, they have the Mariners, they have, the Sounders, who are MLS, they have the Seahawks. But NBA, I mean, there's been nothing, no talk of getting anything back. And then you look at, just recently, football's gone now baseball's gone. And obviously they probably won't get a team within the next 20 years. So it's like, man, what is going to be that next team that goes there? So it'll be interesting. Like, I think there's definitely a market there. And like you said, rich history. I mean, that's where, Bo Jackson played his football, was, the Raiders, and
Yeah.
I know he did play baseball for Kansas City as well, but I mean, you've had some good people. I mean, you have,
Yeah.
the tuck rule, right? That happened. I mean, granted, it happened up in New England, but I mean, that came from Oakland. It was Oakland A. It was the Oakland Raiders. So it's interesting. It's really bad,
yeah.
honestly.
It's just a market where or potential owners, investors would be like, let's bring Oakland back, because they have that history on their side. And I think that's a big reason why I think the team will come back eventually to Oakland, but it's going to take, like you said, time, 20, 25 years.
Yeah.
We'll be 50 by then. Oh man. And we'll look back
I
when
don't want to
Oakland
think
gets a
about it
team
that
again,
way.
like another team. We'll be like, man, remember when our podcast episode, when they all left in like 5 years, like 3 of the teams did? Because
Yeah.
literally, I think it's been like 3 and 5 now.
Yeah.
Well, assuming, I mean, A's haven't officially left, but like, assuming they leave, yeah.
It's inevitable at this point. Well,
good episode.
I think, yeah. I think we also wanted to give a little update on our teams during the MLB season, but I think we'll be fine with pushing that to next week at least.
Yeah.
I think we can call it there. So thank you guys for joining us for this episode. It's a little bit more of a relaxed episode compared to the NBA 2K draft that we had. It was a lot of fun talking again, bringing up a little bit more casual topics that we wanted to talk about for a little bit. we've got some fun things planned again for future episodes. We are, if you guys are cool with me bringing it up a little bit, we're considering talking about maybe watching a 30 for 30 or two and talk about it in a future episode. I don't want to spoil too much though. That won't be any fun if I just spoil everything. But thank you guys for watching.
Just want to say we are open to name suggestions, but we're gonna, since we'll upload this next video on a Friday, so not this one, but the one we do 30 for 30. We're thinking it's a good old Friday flick. So for the summer months, just look out. Every once in a while, we might do a Friday flick.
That is true. Matt coined the term of Friday flick, and it's got a ring to it. I'll give you credit. It does have a ring to it. So, but yeah,
Anyway, we are off. We will be back for hopefully a good old Friday flick.
Yes,
Sam
sir.
Cookie, GOAT introduction and the GOAT closer for this episode. We love him. And then you have H double.
the Go closer. Ooh, I like the name.
I mean, I'm just trying to hype you up. And then, you know, we have
Okay.
H double, the freaking dancing connoisseur.
Yeah, the
know.
dancing king
Dancing
over there.
Stars, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Dancing double.
Might be
you know?
my other calling, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And,
then
boy,
Maddie B, the true goat that we have, the true goat. I think we've all agreed on that. But yeah, thank you guys for joining us. I think we will all catch you up on the next episode, and take care.
peace.
Peace.